start?
Good luck.
Okay, so start talking?
Sure.
Okay, do I start over?
You can reintroduce for the YouTube audience.
Okay, hi YouTube Live. I'm here with Florida Media Labs. My name is Anaum, and I'm gonna here kind of just to talk about the midterm elections and overview what I've kind of been witnessing. I've been kind of talking about this for quite a bit, so I'm on my last leg of sanity. I just came back from school like an hour ago, and
So you were going to talk about voter suppression.
yes,
and
voter suppression. So in the governor's race, Stacey Abrams is running for governor, which is really awesome. I wholeheartedly think she's the best choice for Georgia. You know, Georgia needs a change. Georgia needs a change, and I think Stacey Abrams can bring that change. But as we're seeing right now, voter suppression is a big thing. You know, little things such as your ID name doesn't match up with your voting registration name. You know, like that didn't stop the IRS, but you know, they're doing that with voter suppression, unfortunately, which is insane. You know, some of the things that are going on. It's a pretty just like I think 2016. No, I don't think to the same extent, but there is some truth in the fact that this is a pretty racially tense election. I mean, just last week, Hi, you must be Mimi, right?
Yeah.
Hi, nice to meet you. My name's Anna.
You too. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, you're fine.
Listening.
You're fine. You're fine. I kept talking about I went off on a rant and then they started me all over again. So I'm kind of recollecting my thoughts.
You have lots of good things to say. I was overhearing, so by any means continue.
Thank you. But I don't know what I was talking about. Honestly, I'm exhausted from talking about the midterm elections. You know, it's just been going on and on and on, and
And the Republican strategy of desperation.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what I was trying to talk about. Yeah, as the elections are coming close, they're trying to rile up the last bit of voters to go out and vote. The thing about Trump supporters is you say some controversial stuff, they'll go vote, but you know they're going a little bit overboard with the controversy. So as a result, they're going and shooting up synagogues and sending out bombs. It's but obviously you know anything to win an election, right?
Right. When I was watching the speech that Trump gave earlier this week about immigration.
Yeah.
And I don't like reading. You know how on the side panel they'll have all these people who have comments that they're putting in and they're chiming in, and I despise reading through those things because they say a lot of hurtful things in those comments. But one of the things that that I caught a lot of people saying is both sides are awful. I'm not voting. That's
a common thing. Oh my God, both sides are bad. You know, we can't ignore the fact that there is a lesser evil.
Right. And I love the fact that you said that we can't ignore the fact that there is a lesser evil, because you can't allow. Granted, it's distasteful. If I had my way, I would not follow politics and would not follow the media, but because I care about the country that I live in and I do want to have a voice, I do. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, we do have a voice, despite the fact that there's all this rhetoric coming from everywhere. I don't want people to now look at this because guess what? If there's a lot of people on one particular side saying they're not going to vote, there is 10 times more on the other side that will vote, and then you'll end up with a lot of bitter people who are upset about the laws that are going into place because they didn't speak up when it was necessary.
Exactly. I literally just said this quote I read this morning. It was you're either at the table or you're on the menu. Yep. You know, you're either there and you're part of the conversation or you're being affected. And a lot of these people will complain about the policies and what's happening, and they'll tweet #resistance, impeach 45, but they didn't vote. You know?
Right.
It's pretty insane, and the people were I should have, I don't know. It's crazy, and I'm like hoping with the midterms they show up. You know, like I was looking at an early voting poll for the governor's race with Andrew Gillum and Ron DeSantis, and I think it was like a million on each side. It was cutting it really close. But I was like, a million? There's 18 million people in Florida,
and that's it.
Yeah,
and that's it. And I'm embarrassed to say I have people in my circle who are not going to vote.
Yeah,
I have people who I've spoken to. And I said, hey, I voted. Are you going to vote? And they're like, oh, you vote? I only vote during the presidential election.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there like, what? No. Yeah. I don't think you understand that the people that you're putting into... Guess what? The president doesn't make laws. He does not create laws. He needs a party. He needs group. It's the people that are under him. It's those votes that go on the floor that helps to pass laws. And the people who are on the floor, the people who are in the Senate positions, the people that we're voting for now in the midterm election, they're the ones that have the power to create laws, to implement laws, or to actually completely abolish a law. Yeah. When I said that, this person was like, oh, okay. I didn't know that. Yeah. And so I'm between the rhetorics of people not wanting to vote because of all the nonsense that's happening with the politics. Yeah. And there's still being a lot of people who are uneducated on the fact that the midterm elections is just as impactful as a presidential election. Yeah. I'm hoping that it doesn't, at the end of the day, it doesn't impact how the outcome of the votes next week. Yeah, and like going on that, I could even argue that maybe the midterm is even more important than the presidential election, because I feel like the only reason Trump was successful as he was in after the election was because he was working with a majority Republican Congress. Yeah, they're all majority Republicans. That's why he got away with the stuff he did, and I think we kind of let slack, and it's happened after every election, like Obama just, the country shifts, it goes back and forth. Right. And I'm sure it'll do the same after Trump's gone, or maybe not, I don't know. It's pretty scary what he's doing to the country, because I feel like, especially like, because I'm 16, so I'm in high school, I'm a sophomore, so I obviously, I hear some people around me in high school, we're not as filtered. We're very straight up with what we say and what we believe. And I think that's the best way to look at high schoolers, because I feel like they're the reflection of the adults around them. Right. So they're really truly like, and I see with a lot of my classmates, especially with the whole racially tense thing, is that a lot of them are scared that they're losing their race in this country. Like they're losing their majority status. Right, and I can see where they're coming from, because in demographics, like Hispanics are taking over, and as a result, you see people like Trump going out and being like, "Oh, there's caravans of them coming in," and spreading all this hate, and it's crazy. Right. How people aren't like they aren't even like I don't know. Do you follow Trump on Twitter? I do. Man. You have no choice. You don't even have a choice. It's like, if you want to stay abreast on what's happening in America, I don't do it, but like he's like the president. You gotta follow him. You have. I'm pretty sure his own cabinet finds out about his thoughts via his Twitter. Yeah. Yeah, and like some of the stuff he's tweeting, like I think 2 days ago he tweeted a video of some like illegal immigrant boasting about how he loves killing cops. And he's like, these are the people who are coming in. And right now, the whole caravan thing, like, there's a caravan of people coming in from Central America. Right. There's some Middle Easterns in there. And I'm like, where did the Middle Easterns come from? Like, it's like he thought, like, the people who scare white people the most. And he's like, let's just put them all in a caravan, and they're all coming here. I don't think people understand that these are poor Central Americans. They're literally coming from crime-ridden places. They're not coming to steal your lake house in Michigan. And that's the biggest thing. There's such a disconnect between the two sides. Right. There's the facts, and then there's the amplified versions. Fact is, there is. Though I did hear today that the number has been depleting day by day. Last week, when I was reading up on it, it was thousands, upwards thousands. Yeah. That were on their way here. So that is the fact. It's a large group. Is it the first time in history that this has happened? No, it is not. And, do we know who's in the crowd? Not really. But it is a large group enough for him to have some concerns about it. It's just unfortunate that, in that particular, in his form of politics, there tends to be the truth, and then there tends to be an exaggerated version of what's really happening, and that's not really necessary. You know, am I used to it because of how he's ran his politics, how he's won? It's what he knows best. It's what he's been successful at. I think I heard someone say, he's in his 70s. This isn't a much older white man set in his ways. And I can talk about this topic first. It was about one of my topics. It was about one of the things I wanted to talk about. The narrative that he puts out there, and how it's come up a lot, more so at the beginning of the week when it came with all this politically charged violence that happened last week with Pittsburgh and pipe bombs, etc. The narrative that he was putting out there. Afterwards, this particular topic is a big one for me when it comes to his comments and how I can go on and on about that. I don't want to change the subject yet because it's one of my favorites.
It's like it's insane because like I feel like I'm constantly sitting here like, what's the limit? Like, when are people gonna be like, oh, that's wrong, stop that? But there is no limit. You can literally get away with anything at this point. Literally anything. I mean, I think half his cabinet has been indicted for crimes. Like, I can't. And it's like,
and you know what? And here's one of the biggest reasons why. I know that the other side does not want to shed light on this. The fact is, the economy is doing okay, and he did implement some successful measures that have proven against everyone's expectations to have worked well. And for me, if I was in a position like his, you are the power. You are the power. There is no need, especially when you have your work that has already proven itself. There is no need to be that person. You kind of get to, and I've seen a lot of celebrities do this. Celebrities who probably were a little ratchet in their days. Celebrities who did things that they weren't supposed to get where they needed to go.
Like, you have the money. You don't have to do that, girl. You don't have to do that.
That's exactly where I'm going.
You have supporters. You don't have to do that.
Yes. And then, and as soon as these celebrities, get to a level of success where people respect them and people admire them and they have fans, and their entire demeanor has changed. And you can see that they have this air of grace about them, or, I don't do that anymore. Even the way that they carry themselves, they're not quick to get into arguments. They're a lot more calm. You can tell that they had a lot of paid people in their background that helped them to become better with public speaking.
So you might say goodbye to that audience.
Oh, bye.
Bye. I think we just went on. We totally.
Oh, okay. I didn't even realize it was two different. Oh, do we have 60 seconds with them? Oh, okay. I didn't realize we were on two different airs, but it was nice being able to chime in with the audience.
Give a little bit of insight into the daily manic episodes that is our president.
Yep. Which there's always a plethora to talk about when it comes to that topic.
For sure. Yep. I could just go on and on. I sometimes think he's like a Democratic tool. Like, he's got to be someone. He's got to be like an insider. He's like in the system. He's like trying to screw up the Republican Party from the inside.
Right.
And that's why he's doing such crazy stuff. And like, the plan's failing. And like, the Democrats were like, why isn't he losing voters? Like,
right.
I always think that's just so funny because he gets away with so much. I'm like, how?
All the time.
Yeah.
But I guess we'll be excited to be on air again next Friday.
Yeah. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Still live over here.
Okay, so I guess we can continue on with your conversation through here. Okay,
For as long as you like.
okay, so yeah, but going on the whole thing, the celebrities, like crazy personas, it's like it's almost like Snooki after she like
That's where you see.
Yeah,
I wasn't even thinking about her, but you
we're
here.
Yeah,
I can see we're here.
We're on the same level. Like I understand. Like, but it's like
there's no need.
She doesn't have to act crazy anymore. She has a family. She has children. She has money. She doesn't need to do it.
Yes, indeed, that is her character. Her fun, crazy, just wild and open and free character that she had on the Jersey Shore is that's what got all of them to where they're at in their fame. But I think for the most part, Snooki and most of her castmates, they have leveled up. They've gone to become entrepreneurs, businesswomen, businessmen. And a lot of them don't even carry on like that because now they have a voice. They're in a position where they don't need to do those things. And when I think of Trump, and I'm sitting here and I'm like, you, against a lot of people's wishes, you are winning.
Yeah.
You're winning. You don't have to do those things.
You don't have to play the character that you're always playing. No. You can take it from here to here. You
can use this position to actually unite both sides, help the other side to see some of the things that
opposite. It's crazy. I mean, like he after the Pittsburgh shooting, after the bombing, Sarah Huckabee Sanders came out to the White House, and I'm sorry if I keep on doing this with my eyes. I'm pretty sure I'm wearing expired contact lenses.
No, I'm not even seeing it.
Okay, yeah.
You're just as bad as me with contact lenses.
Yeah, I'm really bad about it. I'll realize I'm like, okay, these are expired. Like halfway through the day, I'm like, yeah.
Do you even take them out at night?
I sometimes forget.
I forget all the time. All the time.
My first time wearing lenses, I went to sleep and I woke up and I'm like, I can see. Oh my god. And I was like,
and you realize?
Yeah, I thought it was a miracle. I thought it was a miracle. I was like, oh my god.
Oh, we can go off topic.
I thought it was like some divine thing that just happened. It was, I remember that moment very clearly. Yeah.
So, you were saying that Sarah?
She came on. She's like, people are like targeting the president. And I'm like, 11 people just died. Where I'm not really concerned about what the president's saying. And she's like, why are people always targeting the president? And my thing is like, Trump is so extreme with what he says. I mean, he calls the media the literal enemy of the people, and then he acts surprised when his voters come out and attack the enemy of the people.
Right.
You know, right. A Montana congressman punched a journalist in the face, and then at a rally, he like impersonated it. He was like, "I'd vote for a man who can punch someone in the face." Or, I'm like, how is this allowed? I mean, I don't get. I get maybe that makes me super liberal, but I'm like, man, I mean. Political correctness, there is some validity to it, you know?
Yeah. There's I've had this conversation with a gentleman, and there's in fact, I just had this conversation with this gentleman, and I quote, he said the same thing, that he's a target, and that he's always being bullied. And he even went as far as to say, well, the Democrats do it as well. This is something that happens on both sides. And so, because I had pointed out the fact that right after the Pittsburgh shooting, he went online and there was an interview that had taken place, and I can't remember the name, so forgive me. There was an interview that had taken place, and he went to call the person that was being interviewed wacky, and the person looks deranged, etc., etc. And this was the morning that the Pittsburgh shooting had happened with the synagogue. And so I'm sitting, and it was the day after the suspected bomber was caught. And I mentioned it to the person, and the person didn't understand why I was showing it. I'm like, well, this is happening on not even on the. It's been less than 72 hours where all these politically charged hate crimes have been happening. These are the kind of things that contribute to those crimes, and that's when this person went into a tizzy about, well, the Democrats do it too, et cetera, et cetera. And I said, well, I'm not talking about other people. I'm giving you a black and white example of what our president is doing. I'm not comparing him to anyone else. And in fact, when he called him a target, I said, well, this tweet wasn't in response to him being a target. he said, I just watched this interview, and he commented on how he felt about the interview and this person. And his comments were hateful. And, this person could not see past why the comments were hateful because everyone does it too, and that he's a target. Well, guess what? When you are in a position of power, when you're in the public,